Do you ever feel like your student or your child just aren't listening to you? Timmy, don't throw that glue. Timmy, don't sniff that glue. Timmy, don't eat that glue. By the way, I am Mr. Taylor. I'm a licensed school teacher, and this is my channel, SOS Kids, where I try and offer some tools that I have in my teacher toolbox that have helped me and may just help you. All right, so recently I was chatting with a teacher and she was telling me how she has a problem with one of her kids and he just doesn't listen to her. We'll call him Timmy. Timmy is always running the hallway, it seems, whether it's to gym class or the lunchroom and then back to the classroom. So, I began to dig a little bit and ask her, like, what are you doing when he's not carrying out your requests, whatever you're asking him to do? And, there should be a reset going on here. Whenever you ask a child or a student to do something and they're not doing it, you need to have this reset. You need to bring the child or student back to point A and have them to do it again. So in this situation, Timmy's running down the hallway. You bring that student or the whole class back to the classroom, have them sit down in their chairs and have a little debriefing time. Ask them, guys, why did I have to bring you guys back, And if you're only getting crickets and stares, you can offer some leading questions, You can ask them like, do you think you were going to your next class in a way that I wanted you to? Were some of you running, But it's important to have this debriefing time and get the kid or a class to verbalize what they've done wrong. So I was having this conversation with this teacher and she's, he's just not getting it. So I asked her, I said, when Timmy was running down the hallway, what did you do? Did you do this reset, bring him back to the classroom? And she said, no, I didn't. And I asked, I did some digging. I said, well, why not? And she said, well, I didn't want to be late for lunch, And I asked her, I said, what's more important, being a few minutes late for lunchtime or for the kid to continue on with this type of behavior? Because whatever you allow in the classroom at home will continue to happen, right? So doing this reset is so important, whether it's in a classroom or at home. But even just as important is for the teacher or a parent to be consistent with this, because kids are smart. They'll know that, mom or dad or the teacher are not consistent with this, so I don't have to be consistent with it. So there's absolutely no room for any kind of wiggle room on this. You have to be extremely consistent with it. And if I could just share a personal story with us, I remember vividly one time I was teaching at an elementary school and I had the grade sixes come down the stairs to my classroom and they were running and they ran up against the door and they almost knocked the door off the hinges, it seemed. And I met them at the door and, I didn't raise my voice. I didn't yell because, often when you're yelling it's a sign that you've already lost control. And I just saw them and I said, nope, not cool. Up again, guys. And they knew they had messed up. They knew what they had done. So they went up to their room, came back down, got into their seats. And that's when I had the little debriefing time, I asked them, well, why do you think I had sent you guys back up? And that's when I started to hear them, well, we were running and da-da-da-da. So it's so important to do this reset with your child or your students. And just as important or even more important is for the teacher or parent to be consistent, to keep following through with this. There can't be any days off, no cheat days whatsoever. Anyway, that's it. If you find any value in this video whatsoever, I appreciate if you click like and subscribe and give me some feedback down below. Tell me if this is yes or BS, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.